Alright, what's going on, guys? Standard back at it again with another video here. If I sound a little bit weird or if I am coughing, it's because I'm sick right now. Sorry for the 3 to 4 week vacay on videos. I had a medical emergency, and yeah, that cascaded into some other things, but luckily we're right back at it. If I remember correctly, last thing we talked about was volume, specifically just associating candles with their desired volume. Kind of just playing the matching game. Now, next thing we need to get into here is declaring what a trend is with supporting volume. So, in order for us to dictate that we have a strong trend here, so we have a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, etc. We're going upwards. What are some key things we're going to be needing to look at? Now, specifically when we're looking at these areas right here, the pullbacks, the extensions, the pullbacks, the extensions, what should we be looking for? Now when this actually works out pretty well here with this chart. When we get a large move upwards and we're starting a new trend, what do we want to see? We want to see volume come in, a strong trend. We want to see powerful amounts of volume that aren't like anything before. That will allow us to dictate that we have a strong trend in place. Furthermore, on these pullbacks, we're kind of just going sideways, downwards a little bit. We want low volume pullbacks. So, literally picture perfect here. As an example, let's see here. We have a nice, strong volume rally on Bitcoin. This was like 2 weeks ago, a week ago, my fault. And what do you know? Let me make this a little bit more evident here. We get this strong uptrend with a ton of volume, and we kind of get this low volume pullback. Boom, move this over a little bit. Low volume pullback. This section of the chart right here. So these two absolutely just meet the requirements for what an uptrend or a higher high, higher lows type situation should look like. Now, obviously you aren't going to be able to enter off of just pure speculation at this point in the chart when we're sitting at 60K on Bitcoin right here, and there's nothing really super telling about the volume. Well, then what do? You wait, you practice your patience muscles, and you chillax. And you wait for an opportunity. What do you know? You get the opportunity. You'd be looking at the week or the daily. Oh, okay. Bitcoin had a large, strong move with heavy volume upwards. It broke through the key resistance level. And what do you know? It's having a low volume pullback right on top of the resistance level. So if we go to look at our diagram here of the usual higher high, higher low situation, what do you know comes next? The next higher high, we make the next leg up. The next leg up, as we can see here. So that is when you'd be wanting to enter. You want to enter on the low volume pullbacks, the retests into the resistance that is now turned into support, the retest of the 10 EMA. Very, very simple, and hopefully that makes sense. That's literally like the most perfect example I can give you that happened recently. Now I'm going to give you another example that obviously isn't going to be as perfect as this. This was quite textbook. But we're going to head over to Lyft. this day always this day's been engraved in my head as a textbook example for quite a while now. So I figured I'd share it with y'all. So as we can see here, on lift back in November of 23, we have this strong rally upwards. Strong rally upwards. You can see here with the volume, really just connecting the volume with the candlesticks. But you can see there's some kind of not really that many mismatches, but it's not perfect. But what we can get from this, obviously there's nowhere to really enter along this path here. But what do we talk about with Bitcoin is we want to wait for that low volume pullback into the 10 EMA and or resistance turned into support, retest, and then enter. So this day will go down in history as me as a textbook example because of this. I mean, just look at this crescendo of volume right here. Crescendo of volume, perfect candles. I mean, it doesn't really get too much better than that, honestly. Let's just tag this up here. You have this insane, perfect volume after a huge rally up. Perfect low volume pullback right into the 10 EMA. That's where you get the bounce. And what do you know? You extend. Let's not even do the whole thing. Let's just do up to here. You extend a nice 16% on the stock. So there's really all you need to know about the matching the volume with the trend there. Those are just some textbook examples I figured I'd show y'all. Now let me go back and just kind of like draw this out for y'all again. So if you were to have excuse me, if you were to be in a downtrend, you'd have those low volume pullbacks on the way up, and you would have large volume candles here, large volume candles here, and then when you get this pullback, you'd get something like this, low volume candles, and then you start again, you get larger volume candles, and then low volume candles for the pullback, larger volume candles for the downtrend. So hopefully that makes more sense. It's really just identifying the volume with the trend. It makes everything a lot easier. We're basically almost all the way through the strategy. The idea is you have these accumulation, I always forget where the arrow is. These accumulation breakthroughs, you get these low volume pullbacks, which you can tell by the volume, into the 10 EMA, as well as kind of just resistance turned into support areas. And that is where we enter, my friends, to get in for the next leg up. Now, it is important to understand that all of these volume examples aren't going to be like picture perfect like this in reality. So what I'll be doing next over the coming probably week or two is I'll be showing you a lot of examples of trades I have in my playbook, trades I have in my playbook that I look back on often to kind of just keep myself dialed, make sure that I'm really restrictive in the setups that I'm entering, and I'm keeping myself positioned in only what I project to be the true winners. So yeah, expect a lot of more straight up analysis. I'll probably only do like one or two more directly teaching videos, but it's gonna be a lot more examples and just kind of evidence or proof of the pudding of the strategy working. I'll make a quick video on truly defining the strategy. It'll probably only be like 10-15 minutes, and then yeah, hopefully the examples are enough for us to get through and make ourselves big time traders and hopefully educate other people. That's kind of why I'm doing this. I want to give you guys the opportunity to excel, hopefully pass on the torch of the strategy, and educate others. So yeah, I still feel kind of like shit, so I probably won't. I don't project myself uploading too much more. I should probably be good in like 2 or 3 days, but this will probably be the only video this week, up until like at least Saturday or Sunday. So yeah, again, I guess we can I can give my market analysis right now, just as a little like extra candy on top. I said this in my Discord, but when the market is trading above the 50 but below the 10 and 20 EMA, that is what I call or refer to as no man's land. So in between these 2 points, there's no dominant trend here for me to involve myself. So this is when I take my hands off the charts and the keyboard, and I just let the market do its thing until we get back above the 10 and the 20, or we get below the 50. There's nothing for me to do. I can only short if we're below the 50 and the 10 and 20, or I can only long when we're above the 50, 10 and 20. So yeah, not really too much for me to do here with the indices in a tough spot. So kind of just chilling for the next 2 weeks. I'll probably be, with that being said, I'll be cranking out these videos because I have nothing better to do with my time, especially with me being sick. I honestly have nothing better to do. So yeah, what we went over today was just clarifying the trend with the volume, and with that we can enter on the low volume pullbacks and how to use that volume for our favor. I feel like a lot of people will be like, like the classic chart pattern bullshit. You enter calls on a double bottom, you enter puts on a double top, etc. I'm sure you can understand where I'm going with this. Well, yeah, you can't really you can't see the double top or bottom until like a week after it has happened, so I don't really know how that's supposed to help you. But with volume, we're able to get ourselves into the low volume pullbacks, into the 10 EMA, into the resistance turns to support if we're betting on the upside, and go from there. So yeah, just kind of giving yourself an extra edge of actually being able to see your setup rather than betting on some weird chart pattern that's going to go nowhere. So yeah, hopefully this helps out a little bit. I really just want to get into the idea of following the trend and following the volume, as I've talked about on this YouTube channel quite a lot. We're just trend followers, and we're just speculating on which stock is going to go up the most. And with that, we have the volume to tell us which way the trend is in our favor. So all in all, the trend is your friend, and we have a strategy to recognize the trend and work best in a trending environment. So when we get into situations like this, what do? We don't trade because there's no dominant trend. So yeah, just kind of wanted to put that out there, that the strategy only works in a trending environment. So if we were to fucking chop back and forth like this for August, which is probably pretty likely, then there's nothing we can do. But ultimately, what does that lead us to? That leads us to those consolidations and breakouts that we can enter in on. So yeah, it's all a waiting game, and it's all just waiting for the strategy to kind of honestly show itself. It'll be extremely evident once you get enough charting hours in on the screen, and really just look at these fucking candles over and over again and give yourself a few examples. Everything will look extremely evident and honestly too easy, and that's why it works. because it's very simple. Again, I'll be going over a bunch of examples in the future, so you can kind of, it's not meant for you to decrease the chart time needed on your behalf to understand the strategy, but ultimately you won't necessarily have to put in that as many hours as I did to understand the strategy, because I have all the examples for you, and it's just on you to practice the patience and wait for the opportunity to strike and then become successful. So yeah, that's about all I have to say today. I will be probably back with a new video. My guess is like Friday or Saturday. And yeah, hopefully we can dial in some more. Obviously I can't really explain too much in this video, because I have like brain fog and my head is just not really all there. But hopefully this video gets through a little bit to y'all, and I will catch y'all in the next one. I hope you all have a good day, and stay healthy, stay safe, and most importantly, stay happy, my friends. Peace.